engineering company, huge single piston compressor. There's a oil pump in the back of this unit here with a pickup inside the unit, and it had a broken fitting. What was a adapter screwed onto another thread, like so. It's just been rolled over or dropped on its side and it's broken it. So because we need a union to hook it back up, right here it's got a little cone tight compression union thing. We just need to braze this reducer back on the end so that we can screw the whole thing back onto the compressor. A little bit of the same flux that I normally use on my 650 batteries. To get a good clean surface to solder with. So we'll smother them in that. Get him to sit back where it was broken off. Did find a bit of a dent. The brass is cracked uneven, like that. I need to prop that up. I'll be back. That's a fail, wrong kind of rod. Alright, here we go, got some proper silver solder. Won't have a bar of it. We're going to have to get some better flux and have another go. That sucks. Hopefully that shit will come off the side of that fitting. Solder's definitely better. Definitely plenty of heat. You can see a nice orange glow. No. While we're here, we might bolt the side plate back on it. It's a nice cork seal, so it should be sweet. We get a hammer in again and then give it an oil change pretty soon after we get it going again. Still no guarantees as to whether it'll run well or not. That we still don't know. We'll find out in due course, I guess. Get these couple in. Get the plate done down. We've got to get some oil for it. Tomorrow or the next couple of days. Get it all sealed back up. Get it oiled up. And then make you some videos on how I'm going to mount it to the air compressor I've got for it. And like the actual tank and it's one of them round neodymium magnets. Geez, they're powerful. Should probably keep that away from the camera, but anyway, not sure what they do to cameras. Probably nothing good. So for now we'll just get the side plate back on. stopped raining now, but it's too dark and too late to be running the air compressors and the plasma cutter. But what I was doing today is running the plasma cutter to cut the bottom out of the cage trailer I've got, using my little Repco 30 amp plasma. Went pretty well. A little bit rusty, so as in the material is a little bit rusty, so it's not super fast. But made some progress, that's the main thing. There we go, plug out. I was thinking to myself the other day, I wonder how full this has to be, or how I'm going to know when it's full. But I just realised when I come back out here, it's got a proper dipstick tube. So quite easy once it's level, it's easy to work out its fill height. So what we've got left to do with it is set up an air cleaner and get rid of the one that's on it. I'm going to reuse the outlet pipe. It's just a bit of flared 3/4 copper. Not a big deal, I could flare up a new one and make a new one, but we're not going to need to. That just goes up on the outlet there. Just going to run that to the, there's an inch bit of copper I cut off where the actual check valve feed is on the big tank. This will make more sense when we see the big tank again. It's on the back of a Toyota Dyna truck. It's got two big 4V pumps on it. But, on single phase power with a reasonable, I've got a 6mm feed to the shed, so it's good for say 32 amps or whatever at this distance. But even at that, it means I can't do anything else while the compressor's running. That's the dipstick. Goes in there nice. So the air cleaner, the way she came out of the factory many moons ago, it was like packed with like a horsehairy looking stuff and a 3/4 inch, just a 3/4 inch BSP fitting. What I'm proposing I do, just see if it's sitting here somewhere. What I reckon I'll do is use this. This is a air pump off a Toyota Crusaders air filter. And Toyota Crusaders run some of them run a air emissions pump. What you've got is this beautiful little filter enclosure, a nice washable, cleanable filter we can replace. Got a big long intake pipe. Got a baffled section there, which is the return from the air pump. So what I'm proposing we do is put the wing nut there. We get this nice little filter assembly. I'm going to mount that on the side of the compressor tank. I'm going to see if I can take that elbow off, or might have to cut it and then wind it out of the side of the compressor. Get that out. Screw in a 3/8 hose barb fitting. Run that up to the side one here, and use that crankcase vent to go in the side here. And then on this one here, we're going to run a bit of heater hose or similar off that to a 3/4 inch barb fitting out of the compressor head to this. This will act as an awesome air cleaner, which can sit down like that and stop any rain or whatever getting in it, because this compressor is going to pretty much live outside. So one, it gives you a good setup like that, so it'll probably sit off to the side of it a fair way. Just hooked up with the heater hose. So one, it'll get rid of a lot of the suction and thumping kind of noise that you obviously have to have with an air compressor. Normally, it'll get rid of that big heavy chunk of cast from hanging off the side of the head, and yeah, it'll get. I'm imagining the head of this will get quite warm in operation. I'm still not sure if it's CFM. I haven't come across anyone who knows enough about them. They were made in Melbourne though. They only made 400 k's from here over the water. But basically, by doing that, I'll be allowing for heaps of extra airflow, good filter, which is throwaway and replaceable or whatever. Somewhere to plumb the crankcase breather, and like if that's got to run up and over there, and I leave like a constant grade on the pipe that comes down to it, anything that does blow up the breather, there's a good chance it'll run back and into the crankcase, rather than either blowing out a little vented. I'm not sure what was actually there originally, but I'm going to assume like a little bit of vented mesh kind of stuff. So yeah, that's the plans. Side case is back on. Now I'm just going to replace the O-ring on the drain plug. We'll get a fitting to get that back together, and once we do that, we'll get some oil in it and give it some rotations. So I've got a 3.3 kilowatt electric motor, I believe, which we're going to have to rig up a fan for, because it doesn't have an engine fan, because I dropped the bloody heavy motor and it landed outside and broke its fan. But anyhow, that's where we're at. You have to fill her up with some oil. I'm going to say she's probably going to take 3 or 4 litres to get up to the crankcase, so going to need a bit. I'm just going to use 2040 or 2050 car engine oil for the first run. It does say SAE 20, just monograde oil, but it should still be sweet. It's not going to be too thick that it won't circulate or anything like that. And yeah, we'll go from there. Hopefully when we fire her up, it makes nice sounds, and plentiful amount of compressed air comes out of it. It'll be a bit sad otherwise, but we'll get this one done. Once this one's done and in operation, we'll have a look at the other one another day. Pull that down and see if it's alright inside. But I'd like to think that this one's going to do a lot of work for us. Got a ton of projects that need to be done, lots of plasma cutting, lots of panel work, body work, sanding, painting, that kind of stuff in the future, whether it's the XC, the XF, or anything else that comes my way in between time. And I really would love to have enough air to just be able to sandblast whenever I feel like it, and eventually glass bead blast when I build a glass bead blaster. So look, I've got a couple of new spray guns that I bought the other day. We're going to need some compressive power to ensure we've always got enough to get at what we need done. I do have a 200 litre a minute, 190 litre a minute unit, but that's 6 years old now. I really don't want it to die on me, because it's like main backup. I just need something old and reliable that's just going to pump air all day. Thanks for watching. If you're still watching, give us a thumbs up if you like watching these kinds of videos with me pulling stuff apart and playing with things. And if you know anything about Cash Engineering Company compressors from Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, let me know. Cheers. Thanks for watching, guys.